Getting it Hardaway Sudden T. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor when y'all roll on in. Y'all hit that like button. What's good, my brothers? Keep I see you slid through the building already. What's good? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that like button on the way in and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I want to thank everybody, for all the likes and the shares of the video. Thank everybody for the super chats, the cash apps, and everything that you guys do. Keep the channel growing, keep the channel going, keep the channel going, and to keep the channel growing. I greatly appreciate it. Today, we here with a little, informative tea, you know what I mean? Informative tea. Roy Jones and Wladimir Klitschko, are in a war of words. You know what I mean? But Roy Jones is trying to turn it into a real war and just not a war of words. You know what I mean? So as we all know, the Hall of Fame induction was this weekend. Hall of Fame induction was this weekend. Roy Jones Jr., Juan Manuel Marquez, Andre Ward, just to name a few. 2022 class, Hall of Fame inductee class, was inducted over the weekend. Wladimir Klitschko also, if I'm not mistaken. I know in the video, Wladimir said he was in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? I'm not sure about our Hall of Fame, but Wladimir is in the Hall of Fame, himself, as well. They gave Wladimir gave a speech. I think he did get inducted into our Hall of Fame. Last Saturday, he gave a speech, and in the speech, he stopped, and he singled out Roy Jones Jr. in his speech. You know what I mean? And the reason he singled him out, I thought was very interesting. He told Roy Jones Jr. that Roy Jones Jr. Well, let me say this. Roy Jones Jr. has dual citizenship. He has citizenship in America, and he also has citizenship in Russia. Wladimir Klitschko, is from Russia. He's currently over there in Russia, involved with the war, helping out with the war, over there in Russia, which is his home country. In Russia, he's over there, defending his country, you know what I mean, on the front lines. Shout out to Wladimir Klitschko. But at the Hall of Fame ceremony, Wladimir Klitschko had some choice words, for Roy Jones Jr. He told Roy Jones Jr., I'm aware, just like everybody else is aware, that you have dual citizenship, you know what I mean, with Russia. You have dual citizenship, with Russia. Wladimir Klitschko said that, well, you over there, you partying up, you having a good time in Russia, chilling in Russia, meeting with people and things like that. And Russia is attacking, my country, which would be the Ukraine. You know what I mean? Vladimir Lomachenko and Klitschko are currently, over in the war between the Ukraine and Russia. Ukrainian, Klitschko and Lomachenko are Ukrainian. So Wladimir Klitschko, had some choice words for Roy Jones Jr. He told Roy Jones, I respect you in the ring. I respect you as a fighter, but I must question your moral compass. You know what I mean? He's questioning the morality of Roy Jones. He basically challenged him to do more, to help, subdue this war or do more to help, progress, this war or end this war. You know what I mean? Wladimir Klitschko, he singled out Roy Jones Jr. in his Hall of Fame or acceptance speech. You know what I mean? He said you're working. He basically told Roy Jones you are working with Russia. You know what I mean? So this got back to Roy Jones. Roy Jones was doing the interview. You know what I mean? It's like Roy Jones always at the airport too. He was at the airport doing this interview. You know what I mean? But Roy Jones was giving the interview. He was on his way to the airport. I'm not sure. I think it was Fight Hype, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Fight Hype. But he was giving an interview on his way to the airport, and they asked him about, the comments with Wladimir Klitschko. Actually, they didn't even ask him. Roy Jones, freely volunteered his information. They would just ask him about the Hall of Fame, ceremony in general. And Roy Jones Jr. said, it felt good, to get the recognition from the people and the boxers, of his accomplishments. And then Roy Jones Jr. also threw in there, he said, everybody. Well, then he said, well, not everybody. There are still some people, there are still some people with certain things to say, about me. And he said, Wladimir Klitschko name. He said, well, Wladimir Klitschko, challenged me, that I'm in cahoots with the government and the politics. And Roy Jones Jr. said, I don't know nothing about the government in the politics. I just got citizenship. But I do know about fighting. And if he want to fight, we most definitely, could fight. And that's what birthed this Southern T EP right here, y'all. So we got Roy Jones Jr. and Wladimir Klitschko, you know what I mean, passing fighting words. Now, actually, Roy Jones Jr. is the one who issued the fight challenge. Wladimir Klitschko had, he challenged them, to do something, to the Russian government. You know what I mean? Do something for the Ukrainian, to the Russian government, to help subdue the war. Roy Jones Jr. basically said, man, yeah, I got Russian citizenship, but I'm not into the politics like that. You know what I mean? There's nothing I can do for the politics of the situation. Now, Roy Jones Jr. said he is going to do everything he can to get Brittany Griner, some help in Russia, help her out with her situation and get her out of that, get her out of jail type deal. But Roy Jones said, I can't tell the Russian government not to go to war with the Ukraine. He don't got that kind of power like that, you know what I mean? But he said, what I can do is fight. And if you really want to fight, and if you really want a problem, we could fight. So I thought that was hella interesting. What Roy Jones, had to say about Klitschko, and let's talk about it for a second. I think it was kind of classless for Klitschko to, have that stage for the Hall of Fame speech, have that stage and have so much to say, and then for him to single out, Roy Jones Jr. like that, as if Roy Jones is a real Russian. He does have Russian citizenship. Not only he went at Roy Jones as if he was a real Russian, he went at Roy Jones like he's a Russian president or something. Roy Jones don't got no say so, over the politics over there in Russia. Roy Jones is just a fighter and a boxer that country loves. Now he does help that country, as far as is he does help that country as far as the recognition aspect of it or the stuff that he does for boxing, you know what I mean? But politically, Roy Jones can't go over there and tell them folks to stop, fighting with the Ukraine. You know what I mean? I think Wladimir Klitschko's energy is directed at the wrong person. The beef with him, the beef with Roy Jones, I'm lost by that. But Roy Jones said he'll be more than willing, to fight Wladimir Klitschko if it's a fight, you know what I mean, that he wants. And I thought that was, fucking hilarious coming from Roy Jones Jr. You know what I mean? But that's all I want to hit y'all with on this Southern T. We got Klitschko and Roy Jones, they beefing right now. Roy Jones is open. he opened the fight challenge, to Klitschko. If, he basically said, since you running your mouth, you got so much to say. I can't do nothing about the government, but I can fight. That's what I do. So Roy Jones, sent Klitschko an open fight challenge. Would I watch the fight? Hell yeah, I watched the fight. Why the fuck not? But I think Klitschko was a little out of bounds with his comments about Roy Jones. I think it was hilarious what Roy Jones, had to rebuttal with And hopefully, you know, something come from this because I damn sure watch, you know, a real beef fight. I like real beef. But that's all I got on this Southern Tea. Again, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Skin Hardaway, Southern Tea. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. But just the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out.